Alright. Here we are. Final match. This has been about 2 months in the workings. We have made it. Final two. The winner of this race is going to walk away with an EarthBound cart. Second place is going to walk away with a Ness Amiibo. It's going to be great. I'm excited for this. These guys have been through a lot of races. Goal time is about an hour 10, hour 15. I'm going to get my co-host in here, Falix.
Hello.
Ahoy!
I just woke up, so
Nice.
hope everything goes good.
Ready to rock.
Oh, I might be ready to rock in a little bit. I do know my stomach's gonna be rumbling during the glitchless race, but yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll have some time to get a sandwich or something in between.
I don't have any food in the house.
No food. All right.
I might have some ramen left.
But yeah, if you guys can tell me how Falix sounds, how audio sounds, we can get things started here.
Turn me up again, apparently.
Turn them up.
Skype turning down volumes and stuff screws things up.
Yeah, Skype likes to do that. Alright, looks like the racers are readying up, so we'll be starting in a moment here. And yeah, the glitchless race will be after. Signups are kind of just actively open right now. You know, if you want to join, let me know. We'll try to get a good crew of people together, and we'll officially open the room up once these finals are over.
Alright, so is my audio better, everybody?
The final battle. Still a bit quiet. Cool.
Alright, how about now?
Should be off. Guys should be starting up. There it is. Tried to line it up with Twitch delay. Sounds good. Excellent.
Alright, good deal.
So I'm just gonna buffer the video feeds for a moment here, just so they line up.
Oh yeah, I need to do that as well. Daniel's already 20 seconds in, and River hasn't even started. There we go. Let me close Steam. So yeah, again, I just woke up. I went out with some folks last night.
Late night, huh?
And yeah, and then I came back. I played a lot of Worms golf, and I stayed up too late. And then my dog was barking and woke me up because I live out in the middle of the country, and I think someone was at my house a few hours ago, but I didn't want to get up and find out because I watched the new Paranormal Activity yesterday, and I was scared. And then I realized, because I woke up more, that, oh, that movie was terrible and not real, so I shouldn't be scared.
Yeah.
I still went back to bed because I didn't want to get up and check.
Not the greatest movies.
So my recommendation is not to go see the new Paranormal Activity. I loved the first two, and I haven't seen any more than that. I love, like, I like haunted places. I don't like scary movies. I like haunted places like that. But I don't know. I just woke up, so we'll get things going. But
Speaking of
there's also
spooky,
not a lot to talk about, so
yeah,
find something for the first 4 minutes.
for sure. It's a pretty spooky scene up and on it. Anyone unaware, this is we've been doing this tournament for about a month now. This is the last race, totally glitchless, no manipulation. These guys are just gonna run through, try to get to Boogie 10 as fast as possible. Not too much going on, like Valak said. In the first couple minutes here, both guys are gonna kind of do the same thing. First spot of RNG we'll see is coming out of Ness's house the second time.
And basically, story-wise, this meteor crashes. Ness gets out in his PJs, goes up and checks it out, but gets denied by our good friend Pokey. And it took a little over 4 minutes before we actually start seeing any action. Let's see. They're actually both at 2:30 right now on my screen.
Yeah, I'm at like 2:36. Timer is lined up with Rivers.
And also, yeah, there is no RNG manipulation for this. The reason that we decided not to do RNG manipulation is that would just fairly significantly increase the learning curve, and we wanted this to be as accessible to new runners as possible. And also, it makes it for an extremely boring race. I mean, like, it's possible people can get pretty far behind this sometimes, but still recover. But with RNG manip, if someone gets it and another person doesn't, and they end up 11 minutes behind at the very start, it doesn't make for a good race. Even, I mean, if you have a Titanic at death or like a Frank death too, and you have someone 4 or 5 minutes behind, it's very possible that they can catch up. People did it. People have turned it around and turned that into a win. You get 10 or 11 minutes behind at the start, you really don't. It's not as fun to watch.
Yeah, especially in like a short category like this. Like this runs only an hour, hour 10, hour 15 between these two guys. So that kind of advantage that early, it would make for terrible races. So it just made sense to leave the manipulation out, kind of level the playing field. Action on 420, that's right, Ariel.
Yeah, actually very close.
Thereabouts. So both races gonna have to deal with, I imagine, some amount of spawns here, either crows or snakes or dogs, or any combination therein. Dogs aren't too bad. Crows can kill you. Snakes can do some damage, so they're gonna try to avoid all that stuff.
And what you can see with snakes there, that's stutter stepping. The snakes are a type of enemy that'll only move when you move, but they move about every other frame. So if you just kind of buffer your movement, you can get away for a moment. Oh, and get a red swirl or river, but it's all right. He hadn't picked the bread roll up. The most dangerous thing with the crow, honestly, is if you pick the bread roll up and he decides to steal it from you. That can really derail things.
Smash there. Yeah, sometimes those crows will just, you think they're flying away from you, and all of a sudden they're just right on you.
The crows have a very weird movement pattern. Sometimes, I mean, they'll zip off the screen or they'll stick onto a wall, but because of their movement pattern, they will reverse midair and come after you. That's one thing with EarthBound, as opposed to your RPGs that you have actual encounters on the map, is each of your different types of enemies, there's a number of movement patterns. You've got your enemies that can be stutter step because they only move when you move, enemies that will only aggro you if you get close, enemies that always move, enemies that move diagonally, enemies that move in a straight line and will keep moving until they hit something and then they'll change their course. So one big thing to learn if you start actually like running the full game is how enemies move, how to kind of work with them, and if you get in a pickle and get surrounded. How best to try to avoid things, because that's one of the biggest ways to save time is learning how to avoid encounters or getting consistent green swirls.
Yeah, knowing enemy movement patterns is definitely huge all throughout the run. And just having that knowledge of what enemies are going to do what, and if you can stutter or just kind of move out of the way, really helps you out. And we'll be seeing a lot of that even in this category. So River is just a bit behind. He had to deal with that crow fight. That's really all that held him back there. Looks like Daniel had a pretty clean walk up and all the way up.
And Daniel getting the guard there. With the 4 different attacks you can do, guard is the fastest, freeze is the next speed. Fire alpha is just a frame or two faster than fire beta because it has an extra tiny sound effect. But fire beta is the one that you definitely don't want because it takes about 4.5 extra seconds than the guard does.
Oh, Daniel had a really good Starman there. That is very fast.
Yeah, without being manipulated, that's one of the best that you can hope for. Rivers did have that crow, but he does have the advantage. I do believe the crow, as long as you don't get the snake, the crow, he'll actually end this fight with an extra level, which makes it a little safer for him going through the arcade here in a bit. Because the very first enemy, the first Pogopunk, if you get charged too much, he can kill you. Yeah, he's not having as good of a Starman. So Daniel will get a little bit of a lead coming out the start. And I was saying, don't count people out. The things can sway very easily, and especially this. I mean, this is going to be like a minute lead. That's nothing.
Yeah, there's so much going on and on it and beyond that can really kind of slow you down or speed you up depending on what RNG you get. So there's still a lot of game here.
And now that we have sun up, really the real game begins. This section, the Onet Zoo, I don't like stutter stepping past that there because there's a good chance that you could have another spawn there. Luckily he didn't have one, but dogs, birds, everything, that little corner before the library, it can be very, very nasty. But when we're picking up the baseball cap here, or the Mr. Baseball Cap, he might equip it. The reason that he's picking it up is it sells for $99, and it only has one more defense than the baseball cap, so it's better to actually pick it up and sell it for the cheap bracelet to get a lot more defense.
So what these guys are looking to do, kind of pre-Frank here, is stock up as many hamburgers as they can, get a couple offensive, defensive weapons, just kind of level up a couple times before they fight Frank. He'll do that off Pogopunks and Yes Man Juniors.
And I just looked it up to double check, but assuming he's gonna do the Kefka at Narsh, Rivers might be a guy to watch in that as well, because he took 4th place in Mysidia Mayhem, and now he's going for possible 1st place in this. So he's doing really good in these short category races.
He is a versatile racer and runner.
I mean, he's a good example of, I guess, what these types of things are for, is getting new people into it and showing that. I mean, in both these cases, he's a new runner, and he did very well in both sides of it. So I think it'd be very, very cool to see him go really far in the Kefka tournament. If he's doing it, I don't know if he is or not.
Sorry, yeah, the winner gets a EarthBound cart, Super Nintendo cart. Second place is a NES amiibo. And yes, fame and recognition. The crown.
Are we not doing the third place race? I saw that it was originally on the thing, but I guess...
Yeah, I'm gonna try to set it up. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do it tonight. I'm not sure if Silver is around, but we'll either cover it or we'll, you know, put up the results. But yeah, there will be a third place race.
And unfortunately for River, even though he had the extra EXP to start there, this was a very, very bad Pogo Punk, and he still had to use his bread roll. That bread roll, it's basically just that free healing item at the start, and you really, it helps out if you have a bad Pogo Punk. My general recommendation is if you take 12 damage, you want to use it. The strat here with Frank is just simply if you take damage, heal. It's not worth risking it. 224s back-to-back with brandishing a knife can kill you.
It's mostly just bash and heal with Frank, unless, you know, you don't take damage. But it's usually just a good idea to heal, no matter what, because he can kill you pretty quick there.
And the way this route works is every time we beat Frank, you're gonna be at 5 psychic points, so it makes Frankie Stein a lot better. And oh, the smash for Daniel.
Very nice. Daniel's just tearing through on it right now. 1323 unmanipulated Frank is very good.
But 40 HP is a good, or 48 HP is a pretty good HP to have. It is possible to actually be at 46 HP at Frank, which is terrible because like a 24 to a 26 brandish and a smash, which thankfully he was healing, can spell disaster. And River's actually running out of resources here.
Frank is bashing away. There it goes.
Just resorting to the auto fight, hoping for the best. And the advantage with auto fight in this, of course, you don't have to reopen the menu, so a little faster reaction time if it comes down to button mashing to save your life.
Yeah, just mash away.
As with the rolling HP counter, if you're able to get if you're able to start the text for a healing action, or if you're able to finish the fight before a character reaches 0, you'll be able to save them. And even a character can actually sit at 0 HP for a while, but as long as you finish the fight or get a heal off, they'll revert to 1 HP. Whew, it's very, very stressful Frankie Stein for Rivers, and especially this. While on his face cam, he's breathing a sigh of relief at the moment.
Yeah, he knows he's having a rough go right now. He's happy to be out of that.
But Frank does give you the free heal. It's nice that you don't have to go out, go to the hospital, or go back to mom here.
That's right, Lamgwin. Daniel's the Jamaican bobsled team. Daniel's just blown up on the scene. He started running this game a couple months ago, and he's put up some serious times in several categories. He's still pretty new. Just tearing it down. It's great. It's great to see.
see if I know this command. Yeah, there you go. And put the glitchless route there if anyone's interested in learning this. There's been a lot of new runners recently from this and some other folks who started before it. So there's a lot of competition right now for newer runners. We had a bit of a dead zone for a little while, didn't have a lot of races, but it's really picked up recently. And it'd be good to see even more people, more races going on. A lot of us are always in the SRL IRC. Always welcome any questions, even if no one gets to you immediately. That kind of works more like a forum for a lot of us, but with how much activity we've had in the last couple of months, there's generally someone there. But they're going to be looking for at least 7 slugs, or at least 11 slugs on the first floor to hit level 7, preferably 12, because that's will be 3 4-packs. On the first floor, they're not going to have to deal with antoids. All the black dots on the first floor will be slugs. But after level 7, they may move up to the second floor. But once you move up to the second floor, you do also have to start dealing with antoids, which are really the worst thing to fight in there, because they can call for help as well as heal themselves. But Daniel is actually, not only did he get good Frank luck, he's actually getting a pretty good slug hunt in here too, so...
Definitely.
Rivers is going to need to really hope for some entrance slugs. It's right when he goes in, and when he goes in and out of that room, getting a 2-pack there, because that would near equalize it. That scenario, getting entrance slugs, which didn't happen, and getting 2 right out that second room would put him very close. But he's getting ratted. The race ends at the boogie tent, or when picking the fly honey up. Yeah, the direct opposite is actually happening for Rivers. So, still looking for his first pack, and I believe this will be level 7 for Daniel.
It's always frustrating. You're really hoping for slugs, and you just keep getting mouse after mouse after mouse.
They're going to be looking for level 8. Level 8 gets you your PSI Rockin', or your PSI Special. We always just call it Rockin'. We need that for Titanic yet. He has 2 antoids with him that can both heal him, so we need to really get rid of those things first turn.
Now, it is possible for one of these slugs, there's a 1 in 128 chance they drop a bomb, which is very exciting. Gives you it's a very valuable inventory item.
Yep, it's pretty much like a physical damage rockin'.
Let's see if we get any of those. There's been a couple in the series.
But gonna need 21 slugs for level 8. Daniel all in his way to that. Wow, River is gonna need 1 more pack to get 7.
Somehow, Audio Garden, those 2 bombs just always seem to happen.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I don't know how he gets so lucky all the time.
But yeah, we'll see how Daniel handles this. I mean, you can either go into Ant kind of risky and just go for it at level 8. You can level up to 9. It takes some time. I doubt he'll go for level 9. But Ant can just be a jerk.
Yeah, Daniel going up there, he should have known better on that one. That was 2 sets of 2 slugs. That was guaranteed to be antoids. You can sort of distinguish whenever they're going to be answer slugs, or at least 1 ant and a slug next to each other. If they're aligned in 2x2 patterns and they're separated, on that 3rd floor, that's not a good idea.
That's 2 packs of ants.
What you're looking for on that 3rd floor is 6 or 4 with another set of 2 nearby them.
He's at 6.
Yep.
The 6-pack is actually kind of interesting because you have a higher chance of getting brain shocked. It just takes these slugs to kind of get to their senses, and they'll start brain shocking you, and it gets very frustrating. So with these 6-packs, they have kind of a higher chance of that happening. You see they're able to concentrate now. But Daniel getting some nice rolls, taking these slugs out no problem.
And even if you get put to sleep, they're not an issue.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
They don't do a lot of damage.
It just kind of eats up a lot of time.
We get a free butterfly out here. Butterflies are worth 20 psychic points, and this one can be easily respawned. So in one of the few times that the game's very nice to you, it actually helps you out right here. And Daniel has 24 offense. That's another thing we look for at level 8. That allows us to insta-kill Antoids if they're alone. Makes the trek up to Ant just a little easier. But it's something that you can't control. If you get 23, then you just gotta deal with it. And actually, the second part of his slug hunt was actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he made up a little bit of time right there, depending on how long it takes him to get to the ant.
And you're getting a pretty low roll rock in there, 61.
Oh yeah, he didn't even clear half, or he cleared just about half of the ant's HP right there.
And that crit.
Yeah, and oh man, yeah, he's gonna need to heal one more time. And now he's gonna risk getting a magnet and another high roll. But at least it was a low set.
It was 100, nice. Oh, and that
Yeah,
magnet, ouch. That's always on another magnet. So that's okay. He's got 0 psychic points, no problem there.
Yeah. Once you run out of psychic points, the magnet's really a free turn. But the ant does have a shield up.
Got that shield.
The shield will have your physical damage, but it doesn't affect Rockin'. But unless he smashes, he's going to be dredging through some pretty low damage rolls for a while. I think his Rockins were like 61 and 100, so he's got, I think, at least 7 hits, or 6 hits he's got to do.
Man, this ant.
Yeah, this is a very terrible ant.
Just gotta bash it out. Defense
And he
down.
keeps doing his high roll too. He can do a low roll, which would do like the high teens to the mid 20s, depending on how many defense downs you've been hit with. And then his high roll is mid 30s to the high 40s. But thankfully he ate through the shield and finished it.
That was tough. He got, those last 2 turns, it was a defense down in the magnet. Like that bought him some time. That was, gave him a couple turns to get in there. But that was looking like a scary ant for a second. He's gonna have to re-up on some burgers.
And Rivers is kind of showing the bad part of ants.
They will call for help.
And they will call for help and call for help, and it's a nightmare. Not picking up that burger. I don't know how many he has in his inventory. I think he's near full.
He's got to be close to full. Seems like he's not too concerned with it.
Oh, I don't think he life upped yet, but that would have been very handy.
All right.
Unfortunately, whenever you walk through a door and hit a butterfly, it tends to be when you're already full anyway, and it sucks. Oh yeah, he was full on burgers. So if he gets a little bit better ant here, he can make up a little bit of time. Unfortunately, that 23 offense that he has didn't help him out very much. If he would have been able to one-shot those ants, he could have already been in this fight. 24 is a pretty average roll for the damage. That's not too bad to take. And 106 rockin's really good.
You really want to get those antoids dead, and that's why you're rocking as soon as possible. I mean, one of the few reasons. You just if those antoids start healing the ant, it's no fun.
And see, he's actually, if he gets 2 good bashes without a shield, he could kill him here.
Definitely.
Yeah, one more good bash, and he should kill him. I think 26 plus, he should kill him. Okay, there you go. That was a much better ant. So that lets him make up a little bit of time.
Yep, he'll make up some time there for sure. Between Daniel's bad ant and that really good ant.
So a little bit of good luck coming Rivers' way this time.
And Daniel restocking those burgers. He's not gonna risk it.
And Rivers actually isn't gonna have to do this, so he's making up even more time right now.
Yep, he's still got all his burgers, or most of them, and he's got that one on the way out. So it looks like Rivers is just under 3 minutes behind Daniel.
Here we are with EarthBound a little ahead of its time. Kid having to go and duel it out with a bunch of police officers. You got to go through 4 cop fights and then Captain Strong, who's a little stronger. If you die at any point in this, you have to repeat the entire gauntlet. You don't get like a save of, you know, if you killed 3 and then you die in the 4th, you don't have to fight 3 again. You have to fight all of them again.
Timeless police brutality.
But the cops have 2 different actions. They can either do just a basic attack, which will do somewhere in the teens, and then a crushing chop, which can do into the upper 30s. And if they decide just to continually do a crushing chop, it can be a nightmare, and you can eat through burgers and life ups constantly and never get a chance to attack. But you want to try to stay above 50 HP, preferably get a bash there. Bash one-shot them.
No drifting. The cops can't drain your psychic points.
But the cops do thankfully have, it seems like a fairly low chance to hit you. It's fairly common to see misses.
His third strongest cop. Yep, he's on number 4. The trick behind the 4th cop is you kind of want to leave yourself in a good position for Captain Strong. So you're kind of healing more on this cop than you normally would. Just so that you leave yourself, like I said, in a good position for Captain Strong. You see Dana goes for that hamburger. And that was great. That's what you want, is Ness to be at full health and then get that first attack on the cop.
And you see, since Rivers didn't have to buy more burgers, he went straight to the cops. That made up a lot of time for him.
Sure did. He's not too far behind here.
Yeah, sub 30 on net is what you really hope for, and non-manipulated. But still, it's between 30 and 32 is kind of an ideal time frame.
Yeah, 30-30 is definitely a really good on it. I'd be very happy with that.
And the cops have a 1 in 16 chance of dropping a burger there, so Rivers got another little food item. Having some left over is nice going into the cultist splits, but definitely not necessary. If you do need a food item for Apple Kid and Tucson, but there is a little box that's Daniel's next to in case you need to grab one.
Sometimes these mushrooms, they like to hang out on the edges of the trees and they'll pop up on you out of nowhere. You gotta kind of stay alert through walking through that section. Rivers risking.
And
oof, he should have.
Yeah, I would have healed the first turn there.
Yeah, you have to be above about 24, 25 HP to get that rolling chance. He was at 17, far too low. I mean, I guess he was just banking on the fact that Strong could guard.
Yeah, so generally at the start of the fight, I'm trying to make sure that my first action, if I'm not already at full HP, is to heal.
Definitely.
No, he's got a bit of a salty run back here, but not out of it yet. I'm gonna see how everything goes for Daniel here. Again, we've had strong deaths, and we've had multiple deaths in Onet before, and people were able to come back with it. But I believe he still had a good amount of hamburgers left, so he should be able to just go straight back. Yeah, unfortunately, the first death is pretty bad. You also got to get the photo.
You get the call from Paula, all these time meters. The head call.
This tunnel, one of my least favorite sections in the game that Daniel's in. It's just, if you get spawns, you got to despawn them. I mean, he's in a little bit better position since we didn't use manipulation for this race, but especially if you're doing normal manipulation, you may be here at like 1 HP and 0 psychic points. The fights here are just terrible. But if this keeps happening, and it's giving Rivers a little bit more time here, because he could walk through there and have no spawns. And I didn't see, did Daniel save at the department store?
I did not notice. I imagine he did.
So yeah, I imagine both these guys are going to do a standard death warp. Not do anything too crazy. So attempt 2 for Captain Strong for Rivers. Healing the first turn there. Did you just lose Daniel? have confirmed splicing at this time.
Uh-oh.
And Rivers with the second death to strong.
Ouch.
We've ran out of hamburgers.
Jeez, yeah, that one really hurts. Looks like Daniel's back. Yeah, 2 strong deaths is tough. Tough, tough, tough. Too strong.
I mean, now most likely he's gonna have to go back and get burgers too. So this does put a lot more of a gap there. He still has a chance if Daniel happens to die to cultist or car painter, which are highly within the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I mean,
that will set him back significantly.
Daniel gets like, you know, cultist F, cultist G, kinda. Nothing you can really do about that.
And if there's anyone that's gonna die to constant call for help, it's gonna be Daniel. And then you also have what I've always hoping for, the great protoplasm comeback of 2015 of see Daniel have to die more than 5 times the protoplasms, because he has the record for the tournament of having to fight 5 sets of protoplasms. And he had a significant lead, and his opponent was able to really catch up to him because he had to die 4 times to the protoplasms and then had a very sketchy last fight. Yeah, it's a lot of ifs, but it's not over.
Keep hope alive. It's true silence. Daniel had some. I mean, he didn't do terribly in the group stages, but there was a point where he was kind of behind. He just kept on winning.
Yeah, someone in my house right now. Be right back.
If you guys hear murder screams, get ready to call 911. I'm sure he's fine. So Daniel's just kind of having to fight that Sprout there. They're not too big of a deal. They have really high speed. You can't really run away from those guys in battle.
Made a decision to come into the house but not bother me because I'm doing this, and it's probably a better idea to do that, you know, when I'm out in the middle of the country and think, who's in my house? It is just it's a friend.
Too many scary movies, man. So cultist fight here, cultist fights can be pretty bad. You just don't want to fight any more than you have to. You have to fight a pack of 2 and then a pack just 1. But if you do end up getting caught, you can't run away. They call for help a lot. It can get really hairy. Daniel getting caught by EarthBound's version of Jerkbirds.
Alright, so unfortunately Rivers had 2 deaths, but he's making it out.
He is out of on it.
Daniel coming up on the first cultist fight. If he dies here, which you get a very high chance, but if he happens to die here, he has to go back to Tucson. He doesn't have to redo this cultist fight, but it's still a huge time loss for him because he's gonna have to go all the way through Peaceful Rest Valley again.
Calling for help, but it's not rocking in afterwards. A nice roll on the first one. The cultist A. Yeah, it's a big time loss, Audio Guard, dying to strong. Like Fox was saying, you have to fight all the cops over again. It's awful. Buying burgers.
Ooh,
again.
Those 2 misses on cultist? Or no, he just missed 1. Okay.
Looks like Rivers might be going for Vogler strats. That's kind of what he has to do at this point.
Yeah, the more risky Death Warp. He's... Again, normally I don't recommend going full risky in a race, but at the time, I think he knows with 2 deaths,
Right.
needs to go full on. So what we're seeing here, depending on what he does, since he's saving here, that means he's most likely going to be grabbing, he should be grabbing a Life Noodles. There's a Life Noodles in the last box before you go into Peaceful Rest Valley. If you grab those and you Death Warp back to here instead of the department store, you can pick Paula up with the Life Noodles and just walk to the house, and you save a decent chunk of time right there. If you go for the Life Noodles and happen to die before you get there, or if he's trying to go for the Life Noodles before he goes into Peaceful Rest Valley, and he dies a lot going into that, that's pretty much the run right there. But I think he knows with 2 deaths, he's going to have to go ahead and go for it.
So Daniel approaching Car Painter here. Car Painter's actions are all scripted. We know what he's going to do, in what order. So you kind of prepare yourself ahead of time.
Yeah, on the first turn, he works in a pattern. The first turn will always be a lightning. The second turn will be a life up. The third turn will be a bash. And wow, Daniel.
Those lightnings.
You could kill him on this turn, Daniel.
Yeah, this could be it.
And a low rockin'. If it was high rockin', could have killed him. Yep. Wow. So that hurts Rivers' chances just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a really good Car Painter fight.
Yeah, that's 2 really good Car Painter fights in a row for him. Unfortunately, like that's not what Rivers needed to see.
Yeah, you can go for a quick kill there if you rock in first turn and you get the odds of those lightnings firing off twice. You can definitely kill him pretty fast there.
You never want to heal during the lightning turn. You can't die during it, and after the second one, when he has a shield up, there's a possibility of a glitch happening, which causes your life up to be reflected, which will negate the lightning damage and stop your life up, and it still costs you the psychic points. Don't count Rivers out yet, but Daniel getting that kind of luck on Car Painter, that does hurt Rivers' chances, since he did have such a deficit. That Daniel getting his apparently newfound luck on Car Painter is absurd. And I hit a new, I guess, lightning PB about a week ago. It took 16 lightnings and lost the fight, and before my max was 12, so to go 2 for 2 on the hits, that's disgusting.
waiting for those lightnings to hit and it just never happens, your stomach kind of sinks.
And that's actually the ideal situation here with the mole, is you want Ness to die first, because Ness can't really break the mole out of his confusion. And then he gets a quick Pollock kill, so yeah, he just had a really, really good Peaceful Rest Valley. But this will send him back to the department store. Gonna go pick up Paula, and continue on to the Runway 5 show. And what I imagine we're going to see Rivers do is he's going to go for the life noodles before going into Peaceful Rest Valley. This will... you can save him some time, but he's going to have pretty much an identical Peaceful Rest Valley. Oh, his Peaceful Rest Valley could be better than what Daniel had, but his Car Painter and Cultist Splits are going to have to actually be better, if not at least equal. But still, even so, even if in the end of it he ends up with a deficit because of 2 on net deaths, he's still into this twice, or he's still into this in second place after, you know, just starting up on this. Yeah, this little bend here, it can be quite nasty. A lot of spawn zones here as soon as you get off the screen.
Yeah, it's a tough spot all throughout here, that bend in particular.
Yeah, like, and right there, if you get an enemy spawn right at the edge of the screen, and it spawns moving and just comes right after you.
You certainly can fight Everdread. Some people consider it a strong race option.
Yeah, I believe right now fighting Everdread is a 100% win rate, and that was against me, so... Daniel is now recommending that NPCs go on Jenny Craig, fat shaming NPCs in a video game. I think we've crossed the line at this point. The spot where Rivers is despawning, I don't really like going all the way down there. I mean, if it's your only option, it's your only option, but I prefer going back across the bridge. If you go down at the very end of that little peninsula, what you can generally run into is getting spawns at the top that you can't end up despawning because they're going to be too low. Rivers does have some good food items here, so he shouldn't have to buy anything else at the moment. Earlier. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Worthless Protoplasm comeback. Not that I wish bad for Daniel, but I would really like to see someone have to get like 7 fights with the Protoplasm in one go. And if anyone's going to happen to, it's going to be Daniel. Daniel's name is just, I don't know, the Protoplasm headhunters are out for him. And when he had those 4 deaths, it was heartbreaking. But now it's kind of become more of a, you know, how far can they take this? Fortunately, River's getting a call for help as well, but hopefully we get a good rock in him. At least get the crow. Ugh, all 3 are still alive. Yeah, what exactly is their Japanese name? Is it What Do I Matter Anymore? Or What Do I Matter Anyway? They have a super depressing name in Japanese, but
Yeah.
and it's glorious.
Some of the Japanese names for the enemies are just great. I think the slimy little pile is just blech.
And then all the octopus, all the Octobots that we have, like they just have like metallic Octobot, like military Octobot, all that stuff. They have like very octopus, almost octopus, actual octopus, and it just so many great names. But I don't know, like all the octopus humor was taken out of EarthBound for some reason. I guess I don't know. I guess like kind of tentacle porn started to get really big, and they didn't want to associate with that. I don't know, but there was a lot of really good octopus humor in Mother 2 that they didn't give us.
We're denied so much in North America. Daniel's having kind of a rough graveyard there, but he's dealing with it pretty well.
Yeah, he had to fly to the left of that tree, but should despawn it. For a while, I know a lot of people like to walk along the top of those tombstones. I've kind of stopped doing that. I've noticed that when walking along the top, you get a lot of spawns up towards the zombies. And then River's getting the typical car painter of not getting any lightning reflex.
Yep.
Hopefully that doesn't go very long, because he needs this to be a quick fight. Okay, that was a good car painter. I'd still say he has a chance with this.
It's true.
Yeah.
It was quite a localization marvel, I guess.
Yeah, I think the octopods really just completely changed. I don't know. I think actual and very and almost octopus. I think that could have worked in US.
Definitely.
Like I understand the pencil eraser and the eraser changes, but come on, actual octopus. That and this is the way there's like the reason I'm like accenting it is that's like how it's accented in the game. Such a good name. And just for anyone in here, afterwards we will be doing a glitchless race. And I'd rather try to get on IRC so we can. I kind of want to do a head count, see how many we have beforehand. but we will be setting up an SRL room as soon as it's done. But we will be taking a little bit of a break, though.
Yeah, we'll take a little break after the race and let people join up. But yeah, it'll be an unmanipulated race. Anyone's welcome to join. It's not just exclusive to the EarthBound community. Anyone who wants to can jump in and kind of join the fun. I'll be restreaming at least 2, if not 3, of the people racing, and probably myself as well. It'll be after the race, a half hour, 20 minutes. Rivers is going for that Bogler cup of life noodles.
And so what he's going to look for now, he's going to hopefully, maybe a little behind, but go up and immediately get into a fight with some robots. That's the ideal situation, is him just go up and then, well, unfortunately, I didn't see that robot being on the left. Oh, yeah, you don't want to take the Sprout. It's okay. I'd probably say just bash it and see if it does any damage on the way. Yeah, I don't know. He could get lucky here, but the Sprout's pretty much the worst thing to Death Warp to. And it's being cooperative. It could work out for him.
Audio Garden, yeah, we'll be streaming it here. I guess the Death Warp he was looking for. Well, maybe not the one he was looking for, but a Death Warp.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty exceptional Death Warp for a Sprout. The Magnet and Life Up that they have, they're very annoying, not the best Death Warping enemies. But this does let him, I guess, make up a little bit of time. Still got a ways to go.
Yeah, Bosk, it'll be right afterwards.
Yeah, I've got to find some form of breakfast. I guess I'm well aware of the fact that it's like 6:15 at night. It's breakfast.
Yeah, breakfast is good anytime. No worries, Bosk. It's just kind of, we weren't expecting a ton of people to join or anything. Just gotta, if people want to join, that's cool. We got a few of us that are in it. See if we can't show you guys, the full run, the full scope of the game.
But also, one thing we didn't really explain is on the way out of the theater, notice they may make little weird movements. The reason that we're doing that is a picture skip. That's something, if you watch the full glitchless race, there's a couple of sections where we'll do that. We might teleport through a photo trigger, but the photo guy is a stalker, and he eats up a lot of time. So there's a couple of things that we'll do to try to make sure that we don't have to deal with him. Protoplasm, and he doesn't get the call for help, which is nice. He should be out of here.
Getting past that protoplasm is always a good feeling.
Yep, that was the main part that I was talking about, that this is where he could die over and over, because he's done it before.
Ooh, Daniel going for a duck skip there.
Very close to a duck skip.
Very close.
And duck skip is kind of one of the unicorn type things of the run. Most of the time, it's completely out of your control. Sometimes they'll spawn in a spot where you can drag them down a bit, but even so, it's still up to Bubble Monkey and the duck to come together for you.
So I'll probably go for the protoplasm skip here. Whether or not he gets it is mostly based on whether Bubble Monkey cooperates or not. He's gonna go for a croissant here. Just to be safe.
Yep, and then, oh, Bubble Monkey just completely not cooperating on that one. Daniel trying to abort and not working.
That's pretty much as bad as Bubble Monkey can get there. It's not having it. Yeah, Daniel's actually on very strong pace. He's having a really solid run. He's not messing around for these finals.
Yeah, the second protoplasm, you're much less likely to wipe on it, but it is still possible. If it calls for help every turn, you are going to need 2 hits to kill it, so you can get behind pretty quickly and have a screen full of protoplasms, and Jeff is still quite squishy at the time.
You see stutter stepping really coming into play. This is a major mechanic in the speedrun. Daniel utilizing its full effect there.
Yeah, the thing with stutter stepping, I mean, it helps in giant step, but also here, there's a lot of tight little corners here, and a lot of sections where if you despawn too far, you know, and he's called it progressive despawning, if just doing small movements and trying to go as little amount off screen as possible to despawn things, but if you go too far, you can spawn things behind you, and you may have to resort to stutter stepping.
So kind of like pushing the spawn zone further and further to the left, kind of as you go, is what the effect is. So you're not respawning enemies closer to you, rather further away. Yeah, those cooperative pond caves you don't see very often, where you just kind of walk right through. Oh, Daniel getting nice mushroom spawns at the top there. He can just kind of run right through. You spend a lot of time despawning there.
Alright, so Daniel now making his way to the home stretch. You got to get on the Skyrunner, and then when he lands, make it to the boogie tent.
Yeah, Daniel's a very strong runner. I suggest if you like EarthBound runs and seeing them done in various fashion in different categories. Very thorough, Daniel's a very good follow. He knows quite a bit about this game, and he's killing it lately. still 10. We're not completely out of this. 10. You can certainly die.
Again, and this is the biggest if of them all, but there is a chance that if Daniel uses his big bottle rocket, which the big bottle rocket is the bulk of our damage, that thing could completely whiff. And I mean, it's not out of any realm of possibilities whatsoever. But the bottle rocket has 5 different projectiles, and each one, the chance that they have to hit is based off of Jeff's speed. If they all miss, that means he's going to have to resort to his base bottle rocket plus Rockins and prayers to get rid of the tent. And that's generally not going to happen. Rockins have a pretty decent chance to miss because we're pretty low level. Prayer, I think you only have a 1 in 8 chance of getting a dazzling light, which is the only thing that will actually damage the tent. And if he actually gets his big bottle rocket off and still wipes to the tent, it becomes an absurd chance that he's going to be able to finish this within maybe even 5 or 6 more minutes after that. He may actually have to kill an extra enemy or 2 just to be able to get back up. No, prayers flash cannot insta-kill. I think like prayer can make you feel strange, but a prayer itself can't instant kill. The only offensive things that it could do to the tent would be to confuse him and make him hit himself, but he has high defense. It's really not going to do that much. And dazzling light chasing the enemy.
Yeah, Paula doesn't know fire yet. Yeah, if he gets in a fight or something, then she'll learn it. And that's definitely stronger, but the way it is now, if he doesn't get any fights, which is what he wants, Paula will just have freeze.
And I mean, I've had it be a couple of times where freeze has actually finished him off, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. I mean, you might get like 14 or 15 damage out of freeze.
Yeah,
with both of them.
All you're looking for is the solidify off the freeze, really. That's the only benefit.
Alright, so here we go.
It's all down to this.
It could be a 1 turn, it could be a wipe. And we get a teddy bear hit, so it's up to Jeff.
Ooh,
yeah, a medium bottle rocket. He should still be fine.
Yeah.
With 4 rockins, so.
Regular bottle rocket as well. Should be okay. Ooh, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So up to Ness here, mostly.
A high roll rockin' or 2 decent rockins should end it.
Paula being dead isn't too bad of a thing, actually.
Yeah, actually, after she gets her freezes off, her being dead just means less leveling up.
Yep. He's got 1 more rockin' and Tent's dead.
Alright, that's it.
There you have it.
Again, unless, you know, he decides to be a good sport and not pick up the fly honey, which I don't know if he'll do that.
Well, Daniel really wants this EarthBound cart. And honestly, you know, congrats to him. I mean, he's been busting his ass playing EarthBound lately, so I think he deserves it. Go. Let's see. Daniel finished with a 1:11:29.
All right, 1:11:15. His previous PB was on 11:29, so yeah, that is a race PB for him.
1:11:15. My mistake. I heard the wrong one. Yep, that is a PB for him by 14 seconds. Daniel put up a hell of a run there. Congratulations. Yeah, the world record for this category. It's like a 108.40 something, I want to say. Andy Perfect has it. RBM came within about 8 seconds of it once.
Yep. Like an SRL curse thing that him being so close to that record, and then Andy still has the glitchless record on SRL that I think I'm 5 seconds behind him, and that over a 4-hour run, I was devastated. I got an extra solidify right at the end, and I can't explain how salty I was.
Yeah, that's brutal. We have 5 seconds. I'm not sure if I'll have to look at the fastest time in the tournament. I have to look through the doc. Let's take a look. I believe Andy's 108 was during practice, not the tournament.
And there's Mr. Randy Perfect right there.
Yep, he got a 108 week 3. I think that's the fastest time. Just under 109. Yeah, the only one seeing a 109.56, so a minute slower. I'm trying to look at RBM's numbers to see if he got that. I don't think he did.
Did Daniel just first try debug menu?
I think he did. Very nicely done. And now he's in Dalam. That was pretty great.
And unfortunately, Rivers here also showing the terrible side of the protoplasm again. That it's more, again, an insult to injury type thing, but I'm glad he's playing it out. That hurts.
Yeah, protoplasm deaths. Kind of insult to injury here. Daniel's got the little envelope in the upper left-hand corner. I didn't know you could glitch all the way to Dalam doing that. I've messed with that glitch, but I've never had that happen before.
Yeah, I'm really surprised he actually was able to open that debug menu with one controller.
That was pretty good.
Oh, protoplasm, please. Okay.
There it goes. Daniel has broken EarthBound. Well done, Daniel. You've officially busted.
And no skip either. So both runners not getting that. That's two different things happened there. One, Daniel tried to abort his skip, and whenever he left, the Bubble Monkey kind of zipped into the protoplasm. This time, Bubble Monkey decided not to move. And since those guys move in a straight line, you can kind of zip down bottom left and get away from it, because it won't move while it's making its vertical movement.
So yeah, we'll probably open up the glitchless race room in a few minutes here. And we'll take a little break, get people joined up, let people, eat some food and use the bathroom and get ready for the race, and it should be a fun time. We're gonna get probably get Daniel in here on the Skype call. I don't see why we don't do that now. I don't know if Daniel has Skype open. No.
Rivers, unfortunately, is getting more bad luck with these spawns. Ugh.
You gotta give it to him, though. He's seeing this one through. A lot of people would have quit in frustration a long time ago.
Yeah, again, a big thing with him, and that's why I said if he's doing Kefka at Narsh as well, for him, he did very well in the FF4 tournament, getting second place here, both times being a new runner. He's had a very good showing. I think really that's kind of the spirit of both of these things, being somebody new, getting into it, learning this short category, and I mean he's picked up, I think, No 64 in FF4 as well, and got a pretty good time. That's really what this is all about. It's getting new folks into this and having fun with it, and just trying to build these different communities and having all new faces. And Rivers really kind of shows what that's about for him to get second place here, fourth place in Mysidia, and then the Mysidia Mayhem had a lot more folks too.
Yeah,
if he's doing the Kefka at Narsh one, I'd be very interested to see how he performs there.
I'm just gonna get a couple quick plugs in here for RPG Limit Break, and thank them for letting us put this thing on. And they have a mana relay going on November 7th. I believe you're a part of that, Felix, right?
Yeah, I'll be running Legend of Mana.
Excellent.
I don't think we have a team name yet, but I know I'm with Crow, Stinger, and either El Magus or Feral Pigman, and not sure what our team name is yet, but we'll just go ahead and root for us. We've got the best folks.
That's a sweet team. So yeah, that'll be on this channel November 7th. Definitely be sure to check that out. It'll be a fun time. I believe the FF6 races will allow glitches just because there's kind of a lot. If you don't allow glitches in that, it makes a lot of the bosses kind of really hard. But I think they're allowing pretty much anything in the FF6 race. Glitches, no glitches, whatever you want to do.
Hello?
Hello, Daniel.
Hey, sorry about that. I was on Do Not Disturb on Skype. The worst.
No problem, man. Glad you could join. Congratulations. How does it feel?
It feels really, really good. I've been wanting an EarthBound cart pretty much my whole life. Never actually owned it. When I played it as a kid, I rented it from Blockbuster, and the price just sort of deterred me from ever getting a cart.
Yeah.
So this feels really, really good.
Yeah, man. I'm hyped for you. You've been working hard on this game lately. I'm really glad to see you get the cart.
Yeah, I hope I can start doing glitchless races runs on cart now too.
Nice.
That's another goal now.
Definitely.
This feels really, I mean, I started running this game right around like when this was announced, which is something around like 2 months and a handful of weeks ago, something like that. And I honestly, like, to be completely honest, never thought for a second I'd win this tournament. So it feels really good.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
But now that you have won it, what are you gonna do?
What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, I have to run on cart now.
There's a correct answer here. Answer it correctly.
Go to Disney World.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Subway? You can go to Subway too.
I can go to Subway too. There's probably a Subway near Disney World. I live actually pretty close to Disney World. We live in Miami, which is it's like a 2 or 3 hour drive away from Disney World. It wouldn't actually be that difficult for me to go.
Send us pictures, man.
No problem. When it's console world record, I don't know, Andy.
So how did that on it feel? That was a pretty strong on it, man.
So it was a 30-30 on it, which is pretty okay. The Starman split in particular was really strong. I was really surprised at how well that went. Frank was above average. I got a smash on Frankie Stein. The Ant was really obnoxious.
Yeah.
Used every single burger I had on Ant, and he could have very easily killed me. Luckily, his last couple turns were pretty tame. But that Ant sort of cost me like a sub 30 on it. But other than the fact that it made me buy more burgers to waste time, I was really happy that I got through with a deathless on that. That was honestly the big worrying point. For my race against Silver, I did a lot of work on Onett to see if there's any safety things I can do to make it any safer, and realistically, there's not. I feel like Onett, like if you die in Onett, it doesn't mean that it's like ripped for the run, but it does put you at a disadvantage, and it's tough playing from behind. So,
yeah, with Rivers here had 2 strong deaths, so
at strong or just in the cops?
2 at strong.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's rough.
Yeah, and then you went in and you hacked Carpainter again and got a good Carpainter.
I got another double lightning first turn.
Yep.
I've never had that before these 2 races. Like honestly, like I've had my record's 14 missed lightnings. The record for everyone else seems to be 16. But my Carpainters never go that well. Like honestly, all the time I saved was basically for both these races was all at Carpainter.
Yeah, and a much better bottle rocket there for Rivers, so good luck at the end after some bad luck. He should finish it this turn.
Rivers,
oh, he does have a chicken. I didn't have his
chicken.
Yes, chicken hype. I love getting a chicken, a fresh egg off the duck.
You ride that chicken all the way to the end.
Yeah. Honestly, though, like it sucks that Rivers died, but Rivers is a really good runner. His PB for boogie percent is a 111, which is like above average.
Definitely.
And it's a really good time. And he did really well against Silence. He posted like a 112 something, which is also above average. So I feel like he worked really hard to get to these finals.
Yeah, for sure. We were saying earlier, we were talking about how he's done well in the City of Mayhem, and he made it top 4 of that. So he's a strong runner. Yeah,
he's really runs a handful of other games. He's really strong. He practices a lot. When he gets into something, he puts the time. So I was really happy to see him make it to the finals.
Yeah, definitely.
It's hard. It's hard to say. It's like, oh, it's a shame he lost, but like I won, so it's like, do I weigh that against me wanting to win versus being very polite? But I was really happy to be facing him in the finals. I thought he was a very good runner, and at no point did I ever think, oh, this is going to be an easy race. The on-net deaths are unfortunate. RNG is RNG. It sucks, but he's a really strong runner, and I hope he. Like I said it in IRC, I hope he gets the time to do a glitchless attempt, because I think he'd be very good at it.
Definitely.
And his final time is sitting at 1:25.11, and that ends it for the tournament. We still have a third place match, but that may be off limit break whenever those 2 guys decide to get their run in.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna open it up. Anyone wants to join the glitchless race? Once again, thank you all the racers, everyone joining in, and everyone's donated and watched and kind of participated in this whole thing. It's been a lot of fun. Congratulations to Daniel. You worked hard for that one, man.
Thank you.
So yeah, we're gonna probably run a commercial. We're gonna cut to the splash screen here. We're gonna set things up. Hang out and chat for a bit. Probably won't be more than about 5 or 10 minutes before we're getting rolling. Yeah.
And if you're interested in getting into the race, be sure to check the SRL page when the room goes up. Just go ahead and join it.
Alright, we'll be back in a couple minutes.